We thank you so much for your efforts to be here today. And for those of you who live nearby, we are equally grateful for your presence. David and Allie also wanted me to recognize their friends and family members who could not be here today, but who we keep in our thoughts. Marriage is a public declaration of a most private and intimate emotion. It is when two people bring their hopes and dreams for the future together into words. And by speaking these words aloud in this company today, David and Allie will then transform their relationship into a partnership that will be recognized by all of us and by the law. Marriage is more than a formality, however, and even more than the transformation of a sublime emotion into a legal relationship. A promise that is unspoken is just a thought, and is broken as easily as kept with the passing of a new thought. By marrying today, David and Allie are making a public promise of their love. And in marrying, they tell the whole world that they wish to be accountable in their love to each other, and they enlist our support, our trust, and our encouragement as they go forward to live out their vows. Neither poets, nor philosophers, or even neuroscientists can truly explain why people fall in love, though many have speculated. Today, rather than attempt to explain their love, David and Allie simply abandon all rational thought and choose to revel in the good fortune that led them to meet. David and Allie found each other where most lovers do these days, in cyberspace. Yes, they used a very reputable app that is designed to match educated professionals with one another. They instantly connected over their passion for tech entrepreneurship and, of course, their Minnesota roots. They decided to go out for drinks and dancing. David made Allie swoon with his wit and his charm. Allie made David laugh by proudly declaring that her dress was from Target. Since then, they have continued to dance and laugh together, relishing in the juxtaposition between their self-deprecating Minnesota sensibilities and the pretenses of working in tech. They kept each other sane during the pandemic, and each discovered that they also share a passion for discussing hot-button cultural topics. They helped each other navigate both the vicissitudes of their businesses as well as life itself. Over time, Allie has taught David to be kinder to himself, and David has taught Allie to be even more courageous. It is our hope that these lessons and all the lessons they have learned will help them to lead a more rich, meaningful, and happy existence. Khalil Gibran wrote, "Love one another, yet make not a bond of love. Rather, let it be a moving sea between the shores of your souls. Fill each other's cup, but drink not from one cup. Give one another your bread, but eat not from the same loaf. Sing and dance and be joyous together, but let each of you be alone, for even as the strings of the harp are alone, still chimes with the same music. Give your hearts, but not unto each other's keeping, for only the hand of life can contain your hearts. And stand together, yet not too near together. For the pillars of the temple stand apart, and the oak tree and the cypress stand not in each other's shadow. And finally, let there be spaces in your togetherness, and let the winds of the heavens dance between you." People who receive and give love are greater and even more human for it. In this sense, to love someone, whether it be your romantic partner, or even a neighbor for that matter, involves a willingness to communicate your needs and theirs, to share your feelings and theirs, to ask and to give in the spirit of caring and joy, to think well of the other person and their needs, to provide an atmosphere where each can prosper and grow, to be a witness to one another's lives. Some of the best things in marriage derive from these ideas. David and Allie's hope in joining together in marriage today is that together they will be even greater than the sum of their parts. That they will become closer to all of you and not just one another. That their union will enhance all of their relationships and not just their own. That their partnership will increase their capacity to think and to act on behalf of all others and not just each other. It is in this spirit that they ask you to be a witness to the public announcement and celebration of their union. David, Allie, we come here today to support you in your decision to marry. And we wish for you the patience, caring, understanding, and sense of humor that it takes to create a good marriage, one in which your dependence is mutual and your independence is equal. And for the rest of us, we will do our best to nurture your new circle of love so that its fullness encompasses the two of you and all of your family and all of your friends. I will now ask you to make your vows. Do you, Alexandra Dericles, take David Siegel to be your husband, to live with him in marriage, to love and comfort him, to support, cherish, and trust him, for better or worse, in sorrow and in joy, in sickness and in health, holding him alone among all others from this day forward? Your answer is, I will.
I will.
And do you, David Siegel, take Alexandra Dericles to be your wife, to live together in marriage, to love and comfort her, to support, cherish, and trust her, for better or worse, in sorrow and in joy, in sickness and in health, holding her alone among all others from this day forward?
I do.
Okay. I will now ask you to exchange rings as a symbol of your love. Excellent teamwork. May these rings that you have given and received today serve as never-ending symbols of your love and commitment. And now that you have pledged yourselves to one another in the presence of this company, and you have affirmed your commitment by making your vows, by exchanging rings, and by joining hands, by the power invested in me by the state of California, I now pronounce you husband and wife. What we have joined today, let no one tear asunder. You may kiss. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the most recently married couple on earth, Allie and David.
see a little bit here. Not too much. I'll keep my remarks brief because the main event is the father of the bride speech coming up in just a moment. Jim Dericles is going to tell you a little bit about why we're all here today and the memories that we're making. So let's get a little round of applause. Let's get him up here. You've been waiting. The man, the myth, the legend, the paterfamilias, ladies and gentlemen, the father of the bride.
Well, this is my second time, so I have some experience with the father of the bride toast. And first of all, I'd like to welcome all of you. You know, I know a lot of people have come a long way, and we appreciate it so much because you've added so much to this celebration. But I do want to talk a little bit about my daughter. She was born on April 10th, 1985. And for you who aren't from Minnesota, you know, April is your first chance really to see a part of spring. And usually it's like 2 or 3 days in April and the rest of the time it snows. But April 10th, when we went to the hospital to have Allie, was the most beautiful sort of April day. And in Minnesota, you really appreciate these because you've been through 90 days of sub-zero weather, snow, ice, sleet, etc. And she burst onto us with all of her joy, her enthusiasm, and her love from day number one. And, you know, she was a great little kid. She just followed Melissa around like Melissa's mini-me for 5 years. But then Melissa went off to school, and Allie decided she had to be a person on her own. And it worked out beautifully. She's made us proud from day one. When she was in grade school, she was selected as the mediator for all disputes between grade school students. Quite an accomplishment when you think about it, right? Remember grade school. And we were very fortunate that she and her sister were willing to go on trips with us because we had so many wonderful trips. Now, I've mentioned the two events that are connected to her nickname. When she went to Greece, we found out about the tradition of Bouboulina. And Bouboulina was one of her nicknames, but her first nickname was Boo Boo, and that's my fault. Because when Debbie was pregnant with Allie, I was sure it was going to be a boy. In fact, we selected the name Nicholas. And Debbie would bring up girls' names. I had no interest. It's going to be a boy. Why bother? And so one of her nicknames after she was born was Boo Boo because we made a mistake. And then, but throughout school, she made us so proud. She was just a few of her achievements. Probably the most important was she went through the International Baccalaureate program at Southwest High School, the public high school, in our IB. I'm sorry, IB, not AP. I stand corrected. And went on to NYU. Not just one round at NYU of tuition for us, but 2 rounds of NYU, which I could have bought a private airplane at the time with the money. And then, for a young lady from the Midwest, she spent 12, 13 years in New York and became a real New Yorker. Even though she's only 1/4 Greek, she told everybody that she was 100% Greek because she said, gee, everyone's one ethnic group or another out here. And then she after graduating, both times, from NYU. She continued to make us proud by finding her way in the world, first in photography, and then in things I never understood, like computers and programming and things like this. I have a little place in my desk for all her different business cards. Beehive, Treehouse Sammy, et cetera, et cetera. And, she proved that, she was strong enough, independent enough, and smart enough to make it go in New York. But then she moved to California, and this would not be happening if she hadn't. It was just wonderful. Oh, wait a minute. I forgot the Bubelina part. No, the Bubelina part was in Greece. When the revolution happened, there was a woman whose father died who had 7 ships. And the daughter, Bubelina, took those ships and gave them to the Greek Republic to be the fleet against the Ottomans. And she captained one of the boats against the Greeks. And, it became the nickname for a spirited, strong, smart young lady. And so Bubelina fits Allie perfectly. But enough about my daughter. 2 years ago she met David, and from our point of view, he was perfect. Smart, industrious, wise. Like me, he liked Apple back in the old days, which I respect him very much for.
I can sail.
And you can sail, right?
There you go.
And I am sure he's adventurous when I saw the videos of him on his e-foil, which looked like suicide to me, but came about. And he comes from such a wonderful family. Hannah, where's Hannah? Oh, well, we can tell her about her part of the toast. Oh, there you are. I'm sorry. And such wonderful parents, Steve and Carrie, and it's just been a joy to, part of people getting married are the parents, getting to know each other, and it's just been fabulous. And we really think that this, once we learned that he was from the Twin Cities, we thought, perfect. Well, because people from Minnesota have similar values, and they have, the sort of good, solid moral background. And we, not all of them? Okay, you're right, Debbie. And we have really enjoyed not just welcoming David into our family, but also Carrie and Steve and Hannah. And I would like, you all have little bags of almonds in front of you. And where did my champagne go? Oh, right here. I would, okay, but now I need this little thing. This, my wonderful sister, older sister, Louise has given each of, I'm sorry, wrong one, have given you a little bag of almonds, and it is a little heart-shaped piece of paper, and it's the Greek marriage toast. And so to David and Allie, we are going to wish them, look carefully, health, wealth, happiness, longevity, and fertility.
Okay, I did not know we were being judged. Okay. Hi, I'm Melissa. I'm Allie's older sister, if you don't already know me. Some say older and wiser, but shockingly, I'm here to humbly offer you no advice. Just my love and my blessings. I promise. In fact, something I've admired most about my little sister has always been her big, open heart. She has always been available and earnest about love, and it has found her in a best friend and a fellow tech dreamer in David. David, I have a lot still to get to know about you, but I see so many of her finest qualities mirrored in you. You have a simple steadiness, honesty, and openness, and I can't think of better traits to start a marriage with. It's also just so fitting that you happen to have grown up in Minnesota. Yeah. And like half the people here. Although you both haven't really lived there for quite some time, it's always going to be a part of you. We have a rather smallish family. Everybody is here, literally. And so we're so happy to gain a brother in you, a sister in Hannah, and your parents. Here. No, not crying yet. Not yet. What's really cool is, although you guys have joined two families together, you're also starting a new family, just the two of you, which means that you are now have your own way of doing things, your own traditions, and you get to make your own rules. I've often told people that I knew I wanted to marry my husband, Eddie, when I realized that I loved hanging out with him every day. It was just that simple. And I think that your partner has to make your Tuesday sparkle just as much as your Saturday. And if COVID lockdowns have taught us anything, it's that. And you guys have really lived your relationship through that. So I know that you've already learned that lesson, and you've already found your Tuesday person. David, thank you for loving our Boobalina. I will not go into details due to an NDA, but on one of the Bachelorette video question responses, David swiftly sidestepped a question about Allie's his favorite attribute about Allie, and he responded with her giggle, which made me so happy because she has that silly little nose scrunch, and it's my favorite thing too, and I'm so happy that you make this giggle come out in her. She has been my lifelong friend and confidant, and I know that she'll be yours now too. I wish you both every happiness. Cheers.
What an incredible group of people. What an incredible family to be a part of. Many of us traveled from all over America to be here. Raise your hand if you're from Minnesota or living in Minnesota. Look at that. Amazing. I myself, a proud resident, the 651, the 612. David and I grew up there. Did you just say Doomtree?
I did. Doomtree.
Doomtree, I do. I am on a journey myself from my new hometown of Asheville, North Carolina. I'm on a voyage with my wife, Jen, across America to celebrate this lovely union here. We all share the Northern California area. We spent time here. Jen and I met each other here. David and I lived here together, and David and Allie met each other here together. And when I was driving up the coast from Los Angeles to the Bay Area, we passed through Big Sur, beautiful place, lovely country, and we were listening to the radio through Big Sur, and this great song by this 70s soul band, Chairman of the Board, came on the radio. The song is called Give Me Just a Little More Time, and the chorus of the song is, give me just a little more time, and our love will surely grow. And it really struck a chord with me that we were coming to this amazing wedding, traveling on this voyage, and we were going to get to see this love that I have witnessed and heard about grow and begin. And I think it was so apropos that when you gave us those lovely gift bags yesterday, on the koozie it said sweetness, because one of my favorite lines in that song is, we want the sweetness in life, but these types of things don't come overnight. And David, one of the things that I like about him is that he's never been afraid to get deep at the drop of a hat. David, loves a good philosophical conversation, loves to really get down to the nitty-gritty. And a philosophical concept that I've been kind of batting around recently is this idea of sonder. Sonder is the idea that we all are individuals, and we all have this rich life, and we all have the entire history of our own existence that's brought us to this moment in time. And I think that a wedding like this, where friends and family come together, puts the sonder of both David and Allie just on display for us all to bear witness to. Sometimes you meet someone and it's just a cup of coffee and you never see each other again, and you've lived your life and they've lived their life and you part, and sometimes two people come together and they spend the rest of their lives with each other. And that is what we're witnessing today. This is the sweetness in life. This is the sonder that we came to witness on this journey from Minnesota, from all across America, from all across the world right here. I love you, David. I love you, Allie. I can't wait to see your love grow from now until the end of time. Raise your glass. Raise your glass. Okay. Let's have a toast. Come here. The sweetness. Come here. You're incredible.
Thank you. So
Love you, bro. All right. Cheers, everyone.
Yeah. All right. Wow. Those were incredible speeches. So thanks to each of you. And before I start sharing about David, I just want to say how thankful we are for everyone to be here. Just every yes we received to this wedding, our hearts skipped a beat, and they haven't started skipping since. Sure. Might as well. So. All right. So, David doesn't really know this, but 5 days before I met David, I was in my apartment that we now call the spaceship, and I said a little prayer to the San Francisco skyline at the time, and I wanted to find someone real. That's what I asked. And 5 days later, on a beautiful summer Friday in May, I met David. And that was answered immediately. And ever since then, I've learned so much from being with someone real. David, you are someone I admire, cherish, love, seek, and covet. I cherish the faith that brought you to me. I fell in love with David at first sight. I did. It was pretty simple. He was cute, handsome, funny, everything. And sometimes when I think about the significance of David in my relationship, I see it in the blaring, open, joyful spaces of life that I just always want to be present for. I feel like I met you as a kid. I immediately fell in love with you, and I've loved you ever since. You are my everything, David. As we continue to build our dreams and our big life and our big love and our future onsen, surrounded by our wonderful family and friends, I can't wait to cruise through life together, loving each other, promoting sweetness, being kind, and sharing our worlds. Speaking of worlds, I'm so, so grateful for the one you have already shared with me. Carrie and Steve, we always joke about this, but it was a similar feeling when we all met. Things just clicked, and it felt like we knew each other, it felt like our families knew each other, and it's just a continuation of what happened when David and I met. I look forward to more and more of that in the years to come. And to Hannah, David's big-hearted, beautiful sister Hannah, who I got to meet very early in our relationship to a work trip on New York City, which I'm so grateful for. I just cherish the new little sister that I have. And of course, my family, my parents, my dad, my sister, Eddie, Silas, everyone, all our friends. You make our lives just unbelievably gorgeous and happy. So thank you so much for everything you do for us every day. Everyone enjoy. Thank you so much for being here. And we are just going to savor every second we have with you guys. So thank you so much. Cheers.
This is I'm not even gonna try. Sweetheart, that was so beautiful. Ross, thank you. Everyone, thank you so much. We have a few more moments left before we start to usher in and have some cake. If there's anybody else who wants to say anything, make a comment, you're welcome to come after all of us. But like I said last night, today has just been, the last couple of days have just been sort of saturated with gratitude for all of us getting together. And it's been overwhelming. I kind of feel like I am sort of floating through some sort of video game or something. I feel disembodied. It's just like, it's been an incredible day, just sort of surging with love in kind of a way that's hard to handle. But I'm making it, we're making it. It's been so great to have everyone here, and just love to have all of our families together. So thank you. And that's it.
So I want to start off with a joke that, again, I was David's college roommate, and the first time I met David's dad, I told this joke. So David's dad's a urologist, and yeah. So it fits into my story I've been mulling over. So what do you call a urologist who's been going to the gym a lot recently? A meteorologist. Is there an applause sign? Thanks. I'm just kidding. So I told that joke to David and his dad, and it was echo silent. And I thought this is like, hear me trying to be cool, and I like ruin this like friendship. What? Yeah. But actually, a lot of us were in the hot tub last night, and Steve came over and he's like, you guys want to hear some jokes? And of course we do. Like, if that's how you're going to open up, you got to tell us some jokes. And he retold this joke. And I have to say, so I think this was in like 2006. And the fact that he retold this joke, like, let me know that there was like an impact and a connection there. Yeah, no, but okay. But here's it'll all wrap together. So with that being David's dad, and I know once David and I graduated and he moved around a bit, that he's like, Ben, we need a call on FaceTime. And this is like 2009, people are just getting iPhones. And I'm like, sure, whatever, dude. And he like cites some passage about when you see someone's face and you're talking on the phone, that there's these psychological studies how you're like more connected to the person. And it's 100% true. And maybe now we all live in this like Zoom meeting world and we take it for granted, but when you're apart, it's really important to build these connections. So fast forward until, I don't know, I met Allie via a FaceTime call. I don't know where they were, but it doesn't matter. We saw the both of them. And, you know, it was just this like point of connection. And I think from like this joke being retold and David having this desire for connection is that I think this will be a loving relationship of dedication and connection. And I'm really looking forward to staying connected with you too. So cheers. Cheers and mazel tov to everybody. Mazel tov. Thank you. Cheers.